but doesn't mean he's not going to have another go at it. So nip and tuck between these two cars. Eduardo Piscopo keen to get that position and move forward.
There's the New Zealand car just running slightly ahead of them, still running in 13th place, back with second placed car. Great Britain under a bit more pressure now from Ireland of Adam Carroll. Let's listen into a bit of the radio communications at Team Ireland.
Adam, keep pushing, stay with Great Britain, stay with Great Britain. We go longer, we go longer.
Okay, that's fairly important. They go longer, so they're going to go deeper into this second pit stop window before they make their stop. That's a big opportunity for Adam to put some quick laps together.
Yeah, well, the lead cars now are on their 24th lap. So once they've completed that, then they can come in and make the pit stop at Ireland. Keen to keep in contact with Great Britain, and then Adam Carroll being asked to keep pushing. It's an instruction you hear frequently on radio transmissions these days, as if a driver isn't pushing. I'm sure it's the last thing Adam Carroll needs to be told to push when he's doing probably the best he can.
I wonder if any of these teams have saved a new set of tyres for the second pit stop. Be interesting to know, because that could gain an advantage for somebody.
It would do if anybody had taken that courageous decision to hold one set back because of the cancellation of the second qualifying for the sprint race. It may well be the case.
Yeah, they get given a new set on Sunday morning, so it depends when they've used it. They may have already used it, but some of the nations may have strategically decided to leave it until after the second pit stop window, and we're almost into that now. 24 laps have in fact been completed, so as they come around next time, the pit window opens up. Portugal leading this race by 4.1 seconds. Great drive from Filipe Albuquerque, and you know Portugal doing well, but how much further can they hold on? They need another good pit stop here. Filipe Albuquerque yet to take his first win, and indeed Portugal have never won a race in A1GP. They've had a couple of second places, but a victory, well, that would be something very, very special.
Well, it's looking very comfortable indeed for Filipe Albuquerque. He's not got anybody to worry about ahead of him. He's pulling away from the field behind. He's got over 4 seconds as the team, and that looks like a fairly new set of tyres, if not already a brand new set of tyres for the Portuguese team. So just bring it into the pit lane coming through turn 11, smooth as possible, and get the speed off. Critical that he gets in and can repeat that kind of stop that he enjoyed 15 laps ago.
Into the pits comes the race leader then, Team Portugal's Filipe Albuquerque coming in with a 4-second advantage. So a good smooth stop. It doesn't need to be a meteoric stop. Ireland stays out there, Great Britain in as well. So Great Britain in from second. This is the chance for Ireland, Adam Carroll, to try and put together some quick laps.
Interestingly, with Portugal coming in, Ireland taking over the lead. Ireland was on power boost coming past start finish straight to try and take advantage as best as possible. It'll be probably 1 or 2 laps before Ireland come in. They've now got the clear air. Good stop again. 11 seconds for Portugal. Looking at GBR, just over 11.8 seconds, virtually identical. But it's Ireland that are now on the track, and they use that power boost to try and gain maybe 2 or 3 tenths of a second on a lap until they make their stop.
And that's crucial too, because Portugal have got out ahead of some traffic there, and Danny Watts comes out right in the middle of it.
Well, that's not very good for Danny Watts, but of course that's the nip and tuck that you get when you make your pit stops. You don't know precisely where you're going to come back out. And of course now pressure from behind from Robert Dornbos, who really is just driving his own race, but he will push Danny Watts. He's not going to sit there and just assume because Watts is ahead on the road, he's not going to challenge.
Well, Danny Watts still in with a shout of getting a solid podium. India into the pits. China were in. I noticed a moment. Narain nearly stalls it. No, he doesn't. Picks up the clutch once again. It's a hand-operated clutch, as we mentioned earlier, but he gets it going without stalling. Into the pits now. Now, that's interesting. They only went 1 lap further, did Ireland. This is the battle for second place then, and also Switzerland in at the same time.
Yeah, so let's see if that slick pit work that Ireland become famous for can get them back, if not into the lead, but get them closer to the battle that they were involved with Portugal.
Here we go. This crew works hard at this all the time. Can they get the Irish car out ahead of the British machine? It's going to be a pretty close run thing. Good stop. He just loses a fraction getting away. Switzerland en route as well. Now, where is the British car? Just looking out of our window, but just crossed the line, Great Britain, and I think he's lost second. Team Ireland has taken second, and Great Britain could lose another place here. No, they've got ahead of Switzerland, so that's ahead of Neil Yarney, but they've lost one to Ireland.
So Ireland have benefited from a good pit work, and just a little bit unlucky for Switzerland again, coming out behind the slower car this time, Team Career, and the momentum that Switzerland wish to carry forward will have to wait. It's 2 cars, in fact. You've got the Netherlands car and the Korean car between Ireland and, in effect, Great Britain and Switzerland.
That's right, yeah, a bit of a sense of relief, I should think, for Great Britain from the point of view that Switzerland has got caught up, but not so much from the point of view that they've lost a position to Ireland. But Adam Carroll used that extra lap very cleverly, and a great stop by the crew. I think probably the difference was in the pit lane rather than on the track, but whichever it was, good combination of tactics. And now Danny Watts has still got to try and pick a way past. He's been past the Korean car. Let's see how that happened.
Going into turn 10 as a brave move. Nobody I've seen so far this weekend was prepared to do that. In fact, that was into the final turn, into turns 12 and 13.
Now he's got to try and get past South Africa. Not going to be easy.
Not an easy task at all. South Africa will probably use power boost. Can't see whether they're not.
Great Britain is using power boost. The extra 60 brake horsepower makes a big difference. And Danny Watts goes past South Africa. That puts him back into what is now 6th place, but that's because several cars have not stopped yet. In effect, he's running in 3rd.
Yes, currently on the road it is Malaysia from France, from USA. Portugal in 4th place will be very shortly, once the second round of pit stops have been cycled through, will be our race leader, with Great Britain running in 3rd place.
Absolutely right. So Danny Watts has missed out a little bit here, down to 3rd effectively once everyone has made their second pit stops. But Philippe Albuquerque and Team Portugal, they are flying here today. He's driving quickly. The question is now, John, do you think Ireland can close up to Portugal? Because we've seen that Adam Carroll's got pace. Look, I think he has gained a bit on this last lap.
Yes, he was 3/10 quicker on their first flying lap after their second round of pit stop. And you can just sense that Adam Carroll now has got the opportunity to run down the Portuguese car. We've got 23 laps to go, a long way on the final set of tyres, and we're in lap 29 of a 50-lap race. We're just over half distance.
Interesting. I just saw Malaysia and France come in the pits, and they were very close to one another as they came in. Malaysia leading the race because they hadn't made their second stop. There you are, the pit stop being made. Now France have stopped at the same time. It's going to be a close run thing to see who comes out first. I think Malaysia will have it, although they're a lot further up the pit lane. But yeah, Farouz Fawzi is still going to emerge in front of Nicolas Prost. Prost gets away, no change between those two.
And the gap between the two, unfortunately for Prost, he's almost at the pit lane exit, so he didn't have to run down the pit lane on the limiter. So I would say, on balance, France have come away from that pit stop marginally closer to the Malaysian car.
Jinwoo Huang doing a good job so far for Korea. Okay, he's outside the points, he's fairly well down the order, but seen no mistakes from him so far. And also into the pits on that lap, Team Indonesia for their second stop. So it's all about Adam Carroll in a way now. Can he close the gap to race leader? That is Team Portugal, Philippe Albuquerque, and the fastest lap has just gone to Ireland.
Yes, 1 minute 16.003. Big step forward in terms of lap times over the previous.
Well, the fuel load is reducing. He's got a good set of tyres on after that pit stop. It's a perfect time to set some quick laps. Let's see what the gap is between them as they come past us. And it's Portugal now leading the race, with everyone else having made their second stop. 1.1 seconds the gap between them.
So 1.1 seconds and 1 minute 16.6 on that last lap for Ireland, 1:16.8 for Portugal. So there is a response coming from Portugal, but Ireland still have got the marginal advantage. And again, you can just see on the distance, what is it, 50, 60 metres between the two cars on the track.
Let's ride on board with Adam Carroll. Let's just listen to that engine working around this Chengdu circuit. Really having to feather the throttle through this section, but he's trying to close up that gap. Now let's we've had that full round, I think, of second pit stops. Let's get down to the pits, to our guys in the pits, just find out if there was anything we missed. Hitch, first of all, did you see anything we might have missed?
Well, we've just seen Adam Carroll set the fastest lap of the race. It was a brilliant lap, and part of the reason for that, he put on a brand new set of Michelin tires, obviously giving him a little bit of an advantage when he first left pit lane.
Right, good one. And Diana, how about you? Do you spot anything your end?
Just that Team Australia came in, they had new tyres on. They had, again, a very quick pit stop, and they're running, I think, 6th at the moment, so they should be quite pleased with that.
Yeah, good effort. So Australia gained a lot on the first round of pit stops. They seem to have sort of held that. You're watching China trying to get past Indonesia. This is it is for position actually, and China. I don't know quite what's happened to China.
No, they were running just in the top 10, and now they're all moving.